Check. Hello, hello, hello.
Okay.
Hello?
This is where you wanted me to go.
Sorry, I think I didn't even specify.
I thought you wanted me in your.
That is a good assumption. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
How are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm alright. We have raiding happening.
Oh yeah, here it comes. 28.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear it fine.
Okay.
Your screen hasn't started yet though. The raid is coming in though, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn
we'll
you
start.
up some because we're with the music.
Apologize. I'm eating some hummus and vegetables.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I will reveal the game in a moment. Welcome in, Raiders. How's everybody doing? Artemis had his work cut out for him on that one. Here we go. Hi, 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 hi. Welcome to Defeating Games for Charity 2026. What? I didn't see the end there, Art, so I wasn't sure how far you got. I was switching over. Okay, so by request, the community voted on me playing Dwarf Fortress of all things, which is a game that I don't know is very easy to beat in general. So we're definitely not going to beat it today. But so yeah, I want to see some good donations here for this dwarf costume. Well, the top half of the costume. I have Brett here in the voice channel. Hello, Brett.
I'm not seeing you. Maybe it's not playing on my side, but let me see here.
Oh, is everyone else seeing me? And let's do the usual audio checks because
Yeah, I just had to reload.
you, me, and audio. You know me and audio.
I had to reload. My fault.
Okay. Well, Brett's here, so we're going to have a little bit of a conversation. I'll explain what is going to happen here with Dwarf Fortress. There is a resolution bug that I found as I was going back and forth, so the screen is messed up there. So let's jump right in. Don't forget, we have some mods who who are helping me out here because multitasking during this event is always nerve-wracking for me. And as a dwarf, I have even more to worry about. So donate to Defeating Games for Charity. Let's get to 2K within the stream. I want to get to 2K, so I want to see that happening. Let's do it. Are my alerts working? I guess those are. I see that's working. Okay, we have even a QR code there, thanks to I think Kaon. So if you're not sure, you can just use your camera. So to give you a little bit of background here. So I am actually going to start a new fortress in this stream. And the reason being is I've been doing some prepping for this event, and I'll try to keep up with chat, but let me explain here for a second. Yes, and a reminder, thanks, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. That if you donate $25, I will name a dwarf after you. So we have 6 names, Calamity says, and people are going to help me. I have no idea where those names are kept, so Calamity will help me figure that out once I'm in. Anyway, so Dented Lance was my previous fortress. Of course, it went horribly wrong, and if I have time toward the end of the stream, I will go and load that save and show you what happened. It was a real bad user error, to be honest. But I did record all of my preparation videos. So if anyone wants to watch them, we can put them up someplace. There's a lot of hilarity happening in there as I'm remembering how to play this game. Brett, how did you feel about playing this game when we played it for the podcast?
I have to say, I did not expect to love this game, and yet I did. This was I'd been hearing about it for so long. It was so intimidating.
Yeah, totally.
Knowing just what an alphabet soup it was.
Brett's quiet. Hold on a sec. Let me get you going here.
A little quiet this time.
Yeah, let me get you up higher.
I think I can turn it up on my end, but let me also check that because.
No, I got. Try it now.
Hello. How about now?
Is that better, folks? Because he's coming through the same audio as the game, so I will turn the game down when I get in. I turned him up in Discord and.
Okay, they say much better. So, yeah. So I mean, I was just very intimidated. I've been hearing about it for ages from journalists and fans and things like that.
Yeah.
And then playing the original and seeing the leap forward to basically the Steam release, I was like, oh my god, this game is huge, and it's not dumb. Like this is their, you hear about people who like have the one game they play. This is the team that has the one game they make.
Yeah,
this is it. This is all they'll ever make, probably.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's an incredible game. Going back to it for this event was fun for me too, because it's been years, I guess. I don't know when we played it, but it's got to be a couple of years.
Couple years,
yeah,
maybe 3 years.
And I think I mentioned this on the podcast, but did both my things work? Yes. Thanks, Mystery. 55 smackaroos. What? All right. Nice work, everybody. So I didn't. The fun fact that I probably mentioned when we did the series, but the dev team actually is near me in the heart of Kitsap Peninsula. I'm sure there aren't very many game devs over here. But anyway, without further ado, let's jump in. So if this is your first... No, we're just going to skip that part. Okay, so here, let's explain this world. So what I did for this event was I actually made a pocket world. You can interrupt me anytime, Brett, if you have some comment or want to yell at me. So I'd made a pocket world, which is the smallest one you can make. And what Brett actually gave me a clue. Maybe you can explain. You were listening to a podcast, maybe an interview with those guys on Slate, maybe? And they were talking about a way to play.
Yeah. I don't remember now. So
okay, so I'll explain what I remember. So
I'll add context if it comes to me.
Yeah. So the interesting thing that Brett gave me the hint on that I didn't actually realize is that this screen will go bigger in a second. So give me a second. I want to show you this part, and then I'll show you resolution with this game is weird. So this is the overview of the pocket world. Usually the screen is full, but I made a really small one for this event, so we have less to deal with. Plus, in a less than 2 hour stream, we're not going to get very far with the brand new civilization. But one of the ways that the dev team intends for people to play this, which I thought was interesting, is that you have a persistent world essentially that you keep trying civilizations out and creating new ones. And then each time, if you keep that world active and that save active, you can add new fortresses into that, and your pre-existing ones that are in ruins are still there. They are now, dungeons essentially. And so if you look right here, so let me zoom in now. So this is the full pocket world. We have some goblins, we have different dwarven. So let's zoom in. So this right here, Dented Lance, if you see that, a Dented Lance Fortress. This was the previous one that I did. And it crashed and burned, as I knew it would, because I haven't played in so long. So this is probably over 2 weeks of play before this stream. And let's just say bodies were popping up. People were starving. People were dying of thirst. I started my first crypt, things like that. So, but eventually it went badly, and I will explain why. But in testing out what the development team was suggesting, I thought I'd try it out. So I did some pre-scouting. I'm going to start a new civilization here. We're going to embark. We have to watch out for aquifers. So I did find, I think, a pretty good spot here. Some soil clay. There's going to give me the aquifer warning, but I'm going to go there. I'm not going to do any customized journey stuff because I just still don't know enough about the game to. But you can go in, select your characters. Okay, a dwarven outpost. You've arrived after. So I'm going to play this, by the way, in a way that, in case people have never seen this game or don't know what this game is, I'm going to kind of explain it as I go, even though I'm sure most of you watching have seen it, especially because we did it on the podcast. But it is definitely a very unique game. There are some, like, is it called RimWorld? There's a few others that are in the same category, I'd say. But I to Brett's point, I don't really think there's any other game like this out there. And then I also will show the ASCII version of the game, which they have kept in the Steam version, even though this has artwork now. But I wanted to show that for people who haven't seen this game before. Yes, RimWorld, thanks, Art. Okay, I'm super missing all the chat, so just yell at me if I didn't see anything. Okay, Dwarven Outpost, you have arrived. After journeying from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all of Ubal Moral. Ubal Moral. There are almost no supplies left.
12 times bad.
Yeah, Ubal Moral. There are almost no supplies left. That's wonderful. But with stout labor comes sustenance. Whether by bolt, plow, or hook, provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you, but it is spring now. Enough time to delve secure lodging ere the jaguars get hungry. A new chapter of dwarven history begins here in this place. Brass Martyr. Strike the earth. Konos Mujnish. Okay, so just across the valley from where we are here, there's some mountains here. I'm paused right now, but just across the valley is my previous civilization. I doubt we will get there in this stream though, so good luck to us. Yeah, all right, keep those donations coming. I think we have a few incentives that people will put in the chat, and I think some of them have already been done. And let's get going. Okay, so first thing, where did my caravan go? Okay, so first things first, we have to dig. Well, probably we should do some gathering though. So we know that this is a little further from the mountain that I intended. All right.
But Tim, do you prefer this view to the ASCII?
Well, I do. I definitely like the artwork of it. So that's an interesting question. Do you not?
No, I actually prefer the ASCII.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting.
I barely remember the graphical version because I actually
okay.
more overwhelming to look at
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, so the other thing I was going to mention for those who don't know, one of the interesting... Oh yeah, let's do some naming in a second here. Thank you, Calamity. Yeah, one moment. One other... I'm stroking my beard like it's my beard. I feel like this beard is like epic, like Lost Lakes beard. Okay, so... yeah, one thing to note is that, and we did this for the podcast as well, which is a very rare thing, is that they have kept all the previous versions, or most of the previous versions of the game as they've developed it. Like, you can go to their website and you have access to those previous builds, so you can actually see the iterations. We did a little bit of that when we played for the podcast. So this is the Steam version. They worked with Spry Fox, the other Fox, Games, I think, to do the artwork for the Steam version. But let's turn... I keep losing my caravan. There they are. Okay, so I'm mouse scroll wheeling to go up and down. All right, so yeah, keep the donations coming. Let's hit that 2K mark. Let's do some naming. So before we do some actual things, let's go to people. All right, so what's our first name? We have a healthy 41-year-old here who disdains independence. What? Oh, by the way, just as a plug for the videos that I recorded for the preparation. Okay, Artemis the okay. Oh, jeez. All right. Can I? Let's see if this works. No, it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. Artemis the malicious bayonet? I don't know if that might be too long there, yeah? Oh, we're gonna keep him as a mic. Oh no! What? Now this is a stream that has turned into typing.
Artemis the malicious it is.
Okay.
On point.
Well, let's just leave. All right. Okay. Next. Yeah, so it shortens it. Interesting. So they have some way that they... All right. Mebtob. Okay, who do we have next? Tiny Tim. Okay. Great. Tiny Tim, a 43-year-old. Okay, well, we're going to go with it, even though the gender is what it is. Good intuition. Good spatial sense. Strong. All right, I'm just doing these down the line. Now, maybe I should respect, if I can. Moors, Honk, Jebediah, Kerwin, and Slarty Bartfast. Okay. Well, we're gonna... Oh no, did I lose? Okay, we kept that one. So let's go with Unib will be Tiny Tim. Keep those donations coming. Okay. And who do we have here? Okay. Look at these beards. Look at this Fisher Dwarf. Cavish is going to be... who do we have? Moors. Okay. Good old Moors. Thank you, Moors. Okay. And then we'll get the naming done. And then we have Lorebam. We are going to have to... we have more. We're going to have more donations, I think. We'll get more dwarves, so don't worry. We hope. Okay. And then we have... Who else do we have here? Honk. Nice. Larty Bart. Oh, geez.
Not a big Hitchhiker's Guide fan there, Tim, I guess.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I've heard the name, but I don't remember what it... I mean, I read that book so long ago. You know my memory. Okay, we're going to actually actually some of these other folks here.
But ask him anything about Star Wars.
Jebediah Herman, I think that. Oh no, what am I doing? No, that didn't work.
You should make it right. They're really beautiful.
Jeb. Is that working? Close enough.
Seems to be.
All right, and then we have Honk. So far, let's do this person here. That was a great Untitled Goose Game run. All right, so we have some naming going on. So let's do some digging. Rather than head to the mountain, I'm just going to go down. So I already hit some hotkeys, probably messed something up. So here's our caravan. We have stopped, and actually, let's look here. We have a miner. I'm going to put a Tiny Tim. Make Tiny Tim a miner as well. I do wish that, and I don't think there's a hotkey for this, but when you open up, this is just me being me, when you open up a individual, I don't believe there's a way to scroll between each of the, what does this do? No, that's traffic. There's not a way to easily scroll between all of them. I want to be on this screen and I just want to go between all of them. I don't think there's any way to do that. So there's definitely, this game has been built over so many years. I can see them adding UI flow upon itself over and over again. So we have Disdain's Independence, good old Artemage, the maliciously affectionate miner. Here, let's see. So then I also am going to do some gathering. Honk, which makes a lot of sense to me, is going to be planting for now, or sorry, plant gathering for now. And then we need...
stealing plants from nature, really.
Yeah, exactly. The goose is going to go steal things from people and from nature. Still have frame drop issues when playing a single site too long. Yeah, Ageless, that's a good question. I'm sure when it gets very big, I would not be surprised, but I have not had it get big enough to really worry about that yet. So I have a fisher. I think I'm going to get 2 wood choppers to start. And then so mods and even Brett, are you watching stream or do you see?
I'm watching stream, so it's slightly lagged as far as.
If you see a chat that's critical, then maybe help me with that. Okay.
Yes, I can do that.
And then if you have any comments about Dwarf Fortress, please. I appreciate you being here. Okay. Let's see. So as we're just getting going, I just want to make sure we have some early basic coverage. We have 2 miners, we have 2 woodcutters. Let's do another. We'll just keep it to the basics for now until we start getting more going. So yeah, we'll just have another plant gatherer. Okay, so don't worry, we don't have a lot of time here. I want to get as far as we can, so I really do want to unpause soon. But first I need to zone.
It's also Tim on the PC, so you know there's going to be a lot of menus and.
Let's see. Yeah, am I at the right res? Okay.
He's the only guy I've met who hates menus so much that he spends all his time in them and then complains about them in a JRPG when they actually cause things to happen.
Oh my God, you're so right. You're so right. Okay. Oh, that's not the zoning I want. I want this. Let's do some early wood cutting, and then let's do some early plant gathering, and then we're going to do some mining straight down, as Moss said. So, I actually want to do this. Oh, this. It warned me. It warned me. So, for those who don't know, aquifers and water underground is like a dwarves' worst nightmare, and as far as I'm concerned. And yes, I'm afraid of jaguars and goblins and many other things that could hurt us. This is one of the things I fear the most, because if you start building over here, basically you'll flood your fortress. So
I think both of us lost an early fortress to a really bad flood.
I think so. Yeah.
I remember getting my like the original version. I just kept tapping. I didn't know what it was. I just kept tapping into the wall, and then I'm like, "Hey, wait, what's going on?" And suddenly, all my dwarves were drowned. I'm like, "Oh, I guess that one ended there."
Yeah, exactly. Now, luckily, the dented lance, my last one, I didn't have that problem. I actually, construction-wise, I feel like I did a pretty good job. I just made a really fatal error at one point that I'll explain later, which was pretty hilarious for this game. So now, this game is so incredible. Now that I've unpaused, right, you're seeing the simulation go. You see wood being piled up. I haven't designated any stores yet, stockpiles. We have gone down underground. Okay, here we go. So we're going to start doing our thing. But people are... Okay, so how we have... Everyone kind of starts neutral when you start off. Food, drink, seeds, meat, fish, plant. So we're doing, we're starting off with the basics. Instead of doing much above ground, I'm going to start, I'm going to pause and do some clearing. Okay, we actually are near a slope, so we can build a door that right there if we want to eventually. So let's just start clearing out here. I guess I'll go with this. Let's just do a quick 9x9. We have 2 miners. It should go relatively quickly. There's nothing to catch in the central swamp. There's nothing to catch in the... Now, alerts are super critical. So that is my Fisher Dwarf, I think. So let's... there's nothing to catch. Interesting. So that might mean even if I designate this to be fishing, I think I can just do this whole area. Now I've just zoned that so they know, again, this is not a direct control game other than adventure mode, which I also did dabble with this week, and we won't really talk about.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that at all on the podcast because I don't think it was available in the Steam version.
Oh, it might have been. It might have been.
Mobile
Yeah.
launch, yeah.
Yeah, that I hadn't played it before and tried it out this week, and it is something else. Like that's a whole nother stream that I was amazed at how robust it was and actually what it is. You're directly controlling one dwarf. And there's... Oh, my beard is getting in my... oh, French toast is ready. All right, good. Okay, so let's start. I'm actually gonna... Okay, so let's see.
Why a 9x9 starting area? Is there you just want a big hall to put everybody in, or what's the plan?
Yeah, that's really the goal here, because what I'm going to do is make this a meeting area.
Oh, okay.
And that will give them a place to go with some motivation. And now I'm going to try to do this without pausing too much because we have so little time. And you can see all the animals are down here too. So let's start doing some bedrooms. Look at them go, folks. Okay, so now, actually, to Brett's point, actually, once I get some bedrooms going here, whoops. Let's do over here. Look at these two. I just love it. I love it. The sim of this thing is just incredible. So we have some bedrooms going on. This will make doors harder later, so I probably should have made those hallways just one square. Okay, so now let's designate some bedrooms. And so because this is a sim, really what you're doing most of the time is designating things in zones like this to give them, I'm
hearing that we have a 7th name, which is Pug.
Pug
is a good name for a dwarf.
Okay, good. Keep those donations coming. What are we at? Come on, people. We need to get to 2K.
That is our 7th name, and we are at 1346 from what I can see on the screen right now.
So we have Jebediah Kerman. We have Snarty Bartfart. And okay, so we have
Very snidely.
Mebtob is going to be, so with Tiny Tim, Honk, of course, Artemis the Mercilessly Affectionate, and now we have Pug. Is it lowercase? No, uppercase?
Nope, uppercase P, yeah.
Okay.
Capital P Pug.
All right, so let's go back to our zoning. So you're influencing the dwarves to do things. You can directly kind of prioritize and force them to do some certain things sometimes, but a lot of the game is, you're influencing the sim, right? So I've just designated those bedrooms. Now, though, I want to make a. This beard. I don't know how you do it, Lost Lake and Calamity. Okay. All right, what are we missing? Where's like being underground is safe.
Ooh, and short stories, since we're doing short stories of dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
Pug was my father's nickname in his softball league when he
Seriously?
when he was playing. Yeah, when I was a kid.
Okay, that is a funny story.
He has kind of a pug nose, so.
Okay. Let's see.
Or at least that's what they say.
I'm gonna do kind of a diagonal hallway here.
Also, wave low to the people who said pug. You know them.
All right, so now I'm gonna make an area for some workshops.
He was not pugnacious. Bio.
And then we're gonna. Okay, so I'm gonna do carpenter first, and where should be getting. I'll do it out of. Where's all of our stone from mining? Maybe this is, what is this? This is clay. Okay, so maybe that's why. Okay, and then also stockpiling is another critical thing. So let's do a stockpile off of this. So their travel routes are pretty. Oops. Okay, and then we're gonna go down in a second too. I don't know why I make all my hallways like that. Stockpiles. Looks like we definitely need wood. I'm gonna make kind of a large one to start. Okay, so then always looking up here to see how these are going. We have some people's happiness going up. These are still where they were. It is now summer.
Oh, that's why happiness is going up. It's summertime, and the living is easy.
Nice. How's everybody doing in the chat? Keep it coming. Let's get those donations going. And they're. Let's see. I'm actually going to pause. I want to look and see. Yeah, no job, not fishing. Oh, new arrival. Okay, we have new arrivals, folks. Pump operator. Okay, I want to read some of these in a second because usually their personality stuff is pretty good. As a plug for so one of my dwarves, in fact, I need to do that. Let's make the weaponsmith. Here we go. This is my own.
This Frosty. Frosty the dwarf.
Brett Talk.
I talk too much.
Brett Talk. Actually, no, that's wrong. Brett Talk. De Bloom. The second. Brett Talk the first is dead, of course.
Oh.
But let's read personality here. Has a very good has a very good feel for social relationships. A lot of willpower and a great memory. Oh, but he has meager creativity, little natural inclination toward music, and very bad analytical abilities. Oh, geez, that is amazing. Couldn't be better. He is prone to strong feelings of jealousy. He generally acts
Where's the lie? Where's the lie, Tim?
with a narrow focus on the current activity. He has a tendency to consider ideas and abstractions over practical applications. He has a greedy streak. Generally finds himself quite hopeful about the future. That's not true. He is
Yeah,
often
that's not true.
cheerful. He is grateful with when others help him out. That's true. And tries to return favors. Very true. He tends to avoid crowds. Also true. He tends to be a little tight with resources when working on projects. He likes a little excitement now and then. Oh man, this couldn't be better. He doesn't handle stress well. He isn't particularly curious about the world. That's not true. He doesn't tend to hold on to grievances. He doesn't try to get things done perfectly. No, I'm not sure about that either. He needs alcohol. He needs alcohol to get through a working day. Oh, people, that was completely random. Brett Hawk de Bloom II. That is who we have here. Oh my God, that made my year.
You're still early.
All right, we're
You
gonna.
always hope for De Bloom the Third.
What do you want to do, Brett? What is your choice here?
Do you have time? Are you ready for a pub master yet?
Oh, not yet, no. But we
Brewer?
will.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Ultimately, maybe.
The basics. How about a hunter?
And until then, do whatever you want.
Okay. All right. Okay, so okay, let's do another. I think we should do a stonework workshop. Blah, 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 blah. There, and we're mining a lot. I don't know. I guess it's the clay, but I thought clay. I don't know where our boulders are. Maybe it is just the soil we're going into. We'd have to go over here to some of the rocks. There's a little rock there. So if we go down, you can see it there. Another donation! What's happening? Luigi! Welcome. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for coming and watching this nonsense. All right, so what do we have here? The weather has cleared.
Calamity looks like he has donated.
Nice.
And we have another name.
We have another name. Okay, pausing. Let's do it. We have some newcomers. So,
Biostats the Grouch.
Great, amazing. Okay.
Not easy being green.
They're perfect. Okay, we should probably read some of these. Biostat says he feels fondness talking with an acquaintance. So this I just was reminded. Oh, lost my helmet. This game simulation is just on another level. So you've seen me going over the different alerts that are happening over here. Keeps track of everything. I'll show you that in a second. If you look at each dwarf, and I'll turn on the ASCII version in a second too, so you can see how crazy the afflicted grouch. Nice. Calamity and Bio having some fun with each other. Okay, so let's just look at biostats. He has an ability to read emotions fairly well, and a way with words, but has a meager creativity again, and questionable spatial sense, and poor. Let me get this straight. Biostats has a poor analytical abilities. Oh my gosh. Okay, I won't go through all of these, but it's just goes. You can see now how they construct these versus with the different traits, and then they kind of put them together in a full personality profile. And they do that, through the procedural nature of the game, through the simulation, with everything. It's really an astounding game. There's even values. I won't go through all of these. Maybe I'll do some streaming in the future where we can really dig deep into this stuff. It shows relationships. What's that?
You remember the the original D&D, the first edition manual, where they were like, had all these things to kind of help you build up, like random dungeons and treasure tables and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
These guys went and said, yeah, but what about the random personality tables? That's where the real meat is.
Yeah.
And they made that, their game, which is a big part of their game, which is just wild. Very creative choice.
It's super. Yeah, it's amazing. So let's. Well, and the other thing too that they did is, there's. I don't know if you ever played it, but there's an old pen and paper called Roll Masters. Did you ever play that one?
No, I never played that one.
Yeah, so that one is kind of like this game. It's like a bunch of tables basically, and you're rolling on the tables, and it basically tells you the personalities, but also what's happening based on tables. So anyway, so let's do some stockpiling here. We're gonna run out of space quickly, but we definitely have wood piling up. So now all I did was designate that as a I should. No, that path isn't great. Okay, see? Look at them go! Look at them go! All I did was designate that a stockpile. They're going up top. And, for this stream, we are barely going to scratch the surface, as you can imagine. There's seasons in the game, so we're going through different seasons. It started raining. Most of the dwarves hate rain. You can see every tile has, different things that they're showing. Swarm of flies.
And they're running around to pick up all the wood they had already chopped, because I guess you had set a couple to chop wood.
I did, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so if you don't have
bringing all that indoors.
Right, if you don't have a stockpile set up, then they just put it where they cut it. I think I'm going to need to do some more plant gathering. I'm already worried about that. Okay, so there's, let's see, what's this? A crow. Also randomly going around. Oh, what was this? A lizard remains. Hamster remains. Okay. Oh, see there? Rat remains. Who knows what happened there?
I'm sure it was one of your cats.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, they will, you can designate, I think, but they will take on pets. Oh, we have a snail. Wait. What? I haven't seen a snail before as a pet. I had a duck in the last game that this one guy took a duck for a pet. Followed that person. I mean, the pets follow their owners all over anyway, but it was just hilarious to see this duck going around mining with this guy. I have never seen a snail before, though. A tiny land mollusk with a large... I mean, what? Oh, it's amazing. Okay, keep those donations coming, folks. We need to get to 2K in the next hour. I just said that randomly. See, so I'm already full, so I'm actually going to unpause.
Wow. Yeah, you have a whole bunch. We have another $25 donation, so we will see if
okay.
We got another name coming. It looks like from Gamma. It's kind of hard to see because I'm watching via the web there. But
all right, so let's do some. I'm gonna do another little side because I'd like to put my furnaces surrounded by rock. We're gonna go down in a second. We got to really be worried about that water though. So I'm gonna workshop. I'm gonna make a furnace, and I'm gonna make a wood furnace. I'm gonna put it in my little nook there. Oh, needs fire safe building materials. Oh, okay, this is new. Non-economic item. Chop trees. Access to fire safe building materials. So this is based on being in clay. Interesting. Okay, so, oops. So this is clay. Okay, so this isn't, maybe not the best. I selected this spot. What's this? Chalk is okay. Okay, I didn't have this trouble on my last one. Okay, so I think that means we're going to have to be going down. We also we have a lot of wood, so I'm going to make Somebody remind me not to leave that on forever. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do it manually. I hate so it allows you to do things tasks indefinitely, but I always forget, of course, and uh, and then I just run out of wood because I've made 100 beds. So I'm gonna actually stockpile.
I mean, then you've got beds for trade. You never,
Oh,
you know.
yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. Oh, this is another thing that I found that I didn't find last time, just to let people know how crazy this game is. So you can, designate furniture for the stockpile I just made. You can also go to custom. Look at this. And literally, you can, micromanage your stockpiling down to individual items. So I can do all here, but I also could do just beds, which in fact, that's what we're going to do. So none, beds, all types.
That's all except beds, I think. So you want to hit none, and then yeah, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like, oh, you're
Sorry,
delayed.
your yeah, your
You
video's
didn't
lagged.
see, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, so just wanted to show that to people because it's just mind-boggling. I mean, they have, I don't know,
Okay,
Brett.
we have a new dwarf name of Eisen, Eisen.
Okay, who do we got? We got Morris Jebediah. Oh, here we go. Kirk Rost. That's our newest available. Okay, Eisen. Eisen? Oh,
Yes,
no, ER.
Eisen.
Eisen. Eisen. Backseat Brett, Moss says that. No, in Brett's defense, he's watching the stream, so he's delayed.
Yeah, I have delayed.
Um, okay, so we have a bed made. So now, this is the one weird thing about the game that I don't like, but I get it. So you construct it here, but to place it, you go kind of in the construction menu in the same place, and you are constructing one of the beds you already made and then putting it in, and then you have to select which bed. So that flow is not my favorite, but it is what it is. So let's put some of these beds as we get them. And I'm trying to not pause very much.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that being a little finicky, feeling like,
Yeah.
how do I do this again? It's
The
yeah,
flow
because
of
they have
some of this. Yeah.
such a minimal interface paradigm. It's like they only have so many ways of presenting information, which is in some ways good, but it does mean you kind of sometimes you're like, how do I do this thing?
Yeah. And again, to their credit, this game is incredible. I'm not trying to be a
Yeah,
critic of it, but I can see interface flow challenges like that happen when you're making a game over the same game over 20 years and you're just adding to it over time, versus kind
right,
of, and I don't think they've done a huge amount of overhauling of some of that stuff. So
right.
it's,
Yeah,
they've inherited decisions with their flow that they made 20 years ago, and they
I
to
watched a short video by Tim Kaine this week who was talking about RPGs and the problems of building RPGs and spaghetti code.
yeah,
And it was like, it's the same thing you see happening in games whose feature sets keep expanding. That it's a real problem. It's a hard problem to manage. Like you don't know where you're going to go because you don't know where the fun's going to be, so you don't know how to plan for that.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know, the more about the architecture, but I'm sure they have a database infrastructure of some kind that they probably can't really, like, they don't want to throw away or re-architect.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Like, well, I wouldn't know how to start a game like this. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, it would become spaghetti so fast because how else do you build it? Like, I just don't. I don't even really know. It's one thing when you're following in the footsteps of a genre you know really well, and you're kind of like, oh, okay, well, I know I'm going to need this kind of thing and that kind of thing. But when the feature set expands out from under you, that's always kind of a nightmare, right? So,
yeah, exactly. Uh, I'm making some more bedrooms, poorly
yeah,
actually.
I
And
wasn't
then,
going to comment, but
yeah, I'm gonna have a door
how much
situation
how
here.
much time have you spent with like the user generated databases? or like how to best make stuff.
Oh
Like
no,
wikis or whatever.
no,
Yeah.
no, none at all, none at all.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
this I've really tried to. You know me, I love discovering the games as organically as I can, rather than looking up anything. And I'm sure I would, um, skyrocket forward if I were to use some of those. But yeah, I haven't. Did you
Yeah.
use
I mean,
many?
it's like I didn't. I remember sort of towards the end looking it up just to be like, well, what are strategies like? And it turned out that a lot of it was, of course, spatial management, like how do you use the space well,
Yeah,
and like what makes the dwarves happiest and things like that. And
right.
so things turned out like I vaguely remember that a 3x4 bedroom is ideal for some reason, but I don't remember why. And
Yeah, yeah. See,
so
and I don't
so
know. Yeah, I don't know any of that stuff,
and they
right?
do like to have doors on their bedrooms. I do remember that as
Yeah,
well.
right.
They like the
And
privacy, like, and all those sorts of things.
right. And that's what I was saying earlier, that I'm going to have a bed. Okay, so we had some people getting mad. I'm going to have a or a door situation soon. So we have brought some people in. Some people have migrated over. So let's look at. Okay, no jobs happening. So we do need to get going. Oh, that's what I need to do. So let's assign worker. Ugh. Is there anybody who makes the most sense here? I've never had a pump operator. That's a very specific one. Oh, there we go. All right. Hug is a woodworker. There we go. I think I saw a mason
You got
there.
all those aquifers all around you. You gotta worry. You're gonna have to worry about a pump operator at some point.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we do have to go down as well. Okay, so all right, keep those donations coming, folks. Thank you for the $50. Gamma, JP, Calamity, Lost Lake still donating. Okay, so I'm gonna unpause. All right, so I'm gonna change this now. Um, actually, I'm gonna. I don't know.
Yes, looks like at 2K we get to get Zilla to play extra missions in game from Tim's favorite series, Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see Zilla do that. Okay, so I wanted to change that to not just beds. See, so now they're starting to move stuff from our caravan in there with haste. I'm also gonna do a stockpile, just just like an quick all stockpile, just so we can start getting stuff off the surface in case it doesn't fall into those categories. But the next thing we're gonna do is go down. So the interesting thing, because this is all based on layers with this game, is you basically select and then you scroll down to the lower level and then mine that way, and that's telling them that you want to go down to the next level. We need rock apparently, so that is something I did not foresee. um, what's happening in nice? What's happening in chat there? Moore's being hilarious. What is going on with the mining, folks? Did it
But
not?
don't
Oh,
you need
no, I didn't
you
do
need
it
to make
right.
yeah, I was gonna say you need to make some you need to dig somewhere here,
No, no,
right?
I didn't hit the stairs. Yeah,
Yeah, right. That's
actually.
what I
So
mean.
can I? How do I get rid of that? That doesn't matter. All right. So let's do that. I pressed the wrong button.
Ah,
I didn't do the stair option. So now we're down another level, and we're gonna do another sort of just a standard. Okay, rock. Okay, chalk. That's better. That's at least something. Okay, so that means we're probably going to be getting some boulders soon. So I'm going to make another quick stockpile, but hopefully boulders, man, they pile up fast, I've noticed. So I'm actually going to do a whole. No, actually, what I should do is do the stockpile down here. So if anyone has any questions, let me know. What do we have here? Fisher Dwarf Moors. Fisher, what are you doing, Moors? And Woodcutter Pug have married. Oh, congratulations,
Oh,
Moors and Pug. You've married.
wow.
Now you
It's
can,
always it's a big step when you have your first marriage amongst your dwarves
yeah. Look at that. Oh,
because it
that's
takes them so long to even know which is the male and which is the female.
oh, dwarven
That's
jokes.
that's a little Terry Pratchett dwarf
Yeah,
joke for you for those
nice.
who like the Discworld.
I did know that reference. Okay, so Moors and Pug have married. Congratulations, you two. We have a key. A key. I don't know if the key or Kia. These are little creatures. Have stolen some of our cloth. Um, Autumn has come. Okay, so one thing I'm going to pause really quickly. So you can, if you go to the zoning, which I love that they call it zoning because it's like it's a real world term. You can assign people to the beds, but they also will when they need it. I think they will automatically take them. Here's Bio's room right there. Very Spartan at this point. There's where the Pug family have taken their Jebediah's room, Artemige's room. Sorry, these are so small. Honk. Snarty Bart,
Lardy Barfest, that's good.
Barfast. Oh, didn't even spell it right. So Slarty Bartfart is actually what I put down. So
Oh, there you go.
um,
Nice, nice.
all right. So let's we're gonna do okay. Now there we go. There we go. I think I'll just build my furnace down here then. So let's do some more mining for some stockpiling purposes. This is way too small. So
Oh, I see. You made a boulder thing down there. Got it.
yeah, I'm
And
gonna
the,
I'm gonna I'm gonna do because now that I found some actual rock, which is just
yeah.
chalk, but that counts. I need to make a furnace, so I'll just do it down here, and I'll make a stockpile because the rock will pile up fast. We've already overflowed on our wood too, so I might actually probably need to make more. So oops, so this is one thing I'm gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I also found it was helpful to have storage areas on multiple levels, because you're
Yeah,
going to use stuff there, and which is the crazy thing about this game is like the number of ways you can approach what you want to do is
yeah,
is just enormous, and I felt that way about Minecraft, but this one to an even greater degree because of the variety of things that they can actually be doing is extraordinary to me. A lot of it abstract, of course, but it's wild.
we have some chairs being made. I'm gonna place these chairs as I get there because they do like chairs as well.
Who doesn't like a chair?
Yeah, that is definitely something they get pissed about. That's pretty funny. Um, and uh,
I mean, you're running
um,
around all day on those legs carrying heavy stacks of wood everywhere. You know, you want to sit
exactly,
down.
you need to rest. And I also started to try to use the hotkeys because this is very much a hotkey game if you're good at it. So BFR is placing chairs because I had to do a lot of that last game. Oh, what's this? Although there's a grim reminder of the winter hardships to come. Oh, supply caravan. Vault of Paging has come by. I really never got a good handle on the caravan
Trade.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really like a whole nother layer of complication. I feel like that I just haven't.
I did not find myself able to really follow that aspect of the game all that well.
And I think it's actually a pretty big one when you let it be.
Yeah, I think eventually I mean, the deeper your purchase goes and you're getting things like gems and making, you know, fancy items of all kinds, you want to be able to pay off on those.
Right.
But I never really did figure that out, despite having some fairly long-running war fortresses. Bio was calling out for getting to 1400, so let's get there. I
Let's
agree. I
do
agree,
it.
Bio.
We're so close. Let's get to 1500. All right.
Is that
So,
in Olympic?
what?
He's not analytical biostats, but
He's not so analytical. Speaking of biostats, we need to give him a job. We're gonna need a planter soon, so I'm gonna do that. But we need to find some soil. I think clay works too, so we might actually be able to do a farm on this level. Though it's not great for that. Speaking of which, I need to do some more plant collection, I think, up here. So we have plant collectors, and it's a new season, so stuff should have grown. See, there we have somebody. See, you can just watch them go. Look at them go. Look at them go. Oh, diplomacy. Yeah. Okay. Leather. Yak leather. Done. Okay. That's as much as I deal with them at this point in time. Oh, what are we doing there with? Okay. What do we have here?
oh, I forgot. Yeah, you need diplomacy in this. Oh my god, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. I don't have a. So you can get a
3 years, I
broker.
forgot. Yeah, right.
A manager. I'll show you that
Yeah,
in a second.
there are stuff for layers of dwarves as well. Yeah, I forgot entirely.
Pug has become a carpenter. All right, good job, Pug. There's nothing to catch in Central.
Bring something to the family. You know, if Pug and Moors are going to have a little family going.
That's right. They need to.
And right now, they're dinky. They're dual income, no kids. dinky dwarves.
Okay, so and then Eisen, we need to give a job to as well. What is Eisen? Let's see. I think we're gonna do plant gathering. Oh no, we have.
Anonymous took us over the top with another. I don't know if Anonymous is naming a. I don't see a redemption in there, but maybe they're not redeeming for a name. But took us over 1,400.
Gonna make.
Thank you.
Eisen's gonna be our first hunter, I think. Is that our first hunter?
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. We can also assign. We only have 2 workshops.
Assuming Eisen is a physicist, because gamma and Eisen sounds very physicsy to me.
Love it.
Eisen vectors and.
All right. So then we're going to.
Oh, that's Eigen. That's not right.
All right.
That big
I don't
room
know
of
what
boulders.
nonsense you're talking about right now. Let's see. So let's. Organize our stone. Let's watch them go. We also are going to need to build a. Now,
Furnace?
drinks are important. Drinking obviously is important. Thirst is a critical. We still have plenty of food, but as you can see, our drink is getting low. But these are dwarfs we're talking about, folks. And so, yes, water is important, but hold on a sec. But they actually care way more about booze. And so, oh, good. We have some chalk happening now. That's good. Okay, so we have boulders. What's this? Oh, a stray lamb has been found starved to death. Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
How did that happen? An animal has grown to become a stray guinea hen. Okay. So let's assign a worker who is best. Let's do Eisen as our carpenter bowyer. Let's do that. Okay, so but we need plants, so let's interesting. So do we have some fruit? We have barrels. They've made some barrels. Let's do a stockpile right next to it that is for booze. It helps us keep track a little. Oh, dang it. Keep track a little bit. We're going to make a custom. We're going to do food. We're going to do drink. All. I think that is correct. Miscellaneous liquid. What is that for? Okay, so they should automatically put it in barrels that we already have up here, I think. But I got distracted. What happened? Oh no, our animals are starving. What is happening there?
Oh no.
I don't know
Our
what
animals
that.
are starving, Senator.
I don't know what's happening there. I'm gonna designate maybe. Oops, I designate a pen pasture up here. That might be what happened. So I'm just going to do a big one, big random one. And that might help them eat. And then, true to form with this game, if you pasture them, after a while, they start kind of eating everything, and you have to move the pasture like you didn't realize. So it's just, what the heck? All right, so let's, man, all of our animals are dying. Merchants, supposed to build, let's see, well, let's just do it to get it out of the way. We need, where is it? Trade depot. I think I can do this underground, right? Locked. Or do I have to do this above ground? I don't remember. I know I can do it above ground. I guess I will. All right, let's just put it right here.
Don't put it on your stairs.
No, that was related to what happened to my other.
Oh boy.
It was a bad scene.
I can't wait to hear that. Oh, yeah. Look at that, Madam Hermit here, naming a dwarf. We'll look for that name shortly, but thank you for the donation.
Okay, we've run out. We might need to double up, but I've not brought in any new. Okay, shoot! I forgot to stop making chairs. Oh, jeez.
All right, yes. Dwarf number 10, when you have a chance, will be Little Scooter.
Little Scooter.
Uh-oh, what's going on there?
Oh no! So that's from the dead animals.
Oh, got it.
Yep. Oh crap! Miasma. Look, it's spread. Okay, so we're gonna mark. Okay, first of all, this is panic. Miasma is like panic time. Zoning.
Wow. Calamity is suggesting that you could start a charity.
A charity for
chair.
Oh, a charity. Nice. Oh, of course that's what Calamity said. Okay, so I marked that as trash. I would like to bury them, and it is sad, but dump status.
Right, it's graveyards of the whole thing. Yeah, dumps. Body dumps.
Yeah, unfortunately. Rotten. I should have actually, when I saw. See, they have tabs here, so if things are on top of each other, you can go to each tab.
Right.
I saw those deaths, and I should have acted, and I didn't.
We're already here.
So hopefully they will move those bodies, those corpses. In fact, I probably could butcher them. I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, but they might be already rotten because of the miasma, so I'm just going to ignore that.
Yeah, I don't. I think once something's let off smell there, Tim. I know you're you're vegetarian.
Yeah, I don't know. How does that work? I don't.
It's also true of vegetables, though. Like once you can smell them like that, you don't. Yeah.
Fair.
They kick off a miasma. You don't want to cut them up and throw them in with some hummus.
Okay, I'm gonna make a butcher though. Okay, so I totally forgot about my furnace. Furnaces, wood. The reason that I want to do this is I want to get ready for making potash. Potash. And then, speaking of which, I'm going to make an ashery here too, just for the sake. Oh, needs blocks. Okay. Am I paused? Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so we have a stone. Here we go. Let's make a bunch of blocks. I'm actually also going to make a stockpile for the blocks. Boy, I feel like I'm speedrunning this game.
It's really fast. I mean, you're trying not to pause, which is not something I would ever do.
Not something you do in this game. When you're playing this game for only less than 2 hours. Oh, by the way, a little bit of a surprise. Brett is a surprise guest on this stream. 15 minutes till the end. I also am going to bring in another surprise guest, and we're going to do a little mini interview for 15 minutes before the end of my stream. So I'm just going to add a little mystery there about who that's going to be. And we'll bring them in on Discord.
It's going to be June.
June is napping somewhere. So we are going to try to, we're going to use our hotkeys, BFR. We're going to put some chairs. We have a lot of chairs.
You should also rename your Brett whatever the second to be Little Scooter, so that
okay, good idea. Thank you for volunteering your.
I will yield up the name.
VFR. All right. They definitely were looking for these chairs. I'm gonna put.
Welcome in, Maury.
There's. Welcome in. Let's get those donations going.
Oh, and Harristar. I'm sorry I missed you earlier. I'm going back between multiple windows myself.
Okay. Trying to place these chairs as fast as we can make them. We've made too many chairs, for sure. Oh, we have a bunch of dead hamsters. What? Oh.
The hamster wars of the early Brass Martyr dynasty.
Do you think it really is? I'll show you the alerts now, and I wonder if it really is the cats.
I'm sure it is. They go after rodents.
Maybe that's a good thing then, huh? Maybe the
I don't know that hamsters are all that dangerous, but
well, I just mean as far as keeping rodents. Yeah, that's true. I don't know if I guess they're considered a rodent.
They are a rodent, yeah.
We got a lot of chairs, but we're gonna save some of our chairs because we need to make like a dining hall, turn that into a tavern. So let's name. Oh, we have more people. Okay, so a little scooter. We have more people, so that's good. We've attracted some folks.
That is good.
This looks like a little scooter, stone worker. Little scooter. Little scooter or little?
Little. Little. Space scooter.
Okay, little scooter, the stone worker. People should listen to what I have to say, says little scooter. Oh my goodness.
Anonymous has taken us to $1,500. Thank you, Anonymous.
1,500! Look at that. Nice. Thanks, Anonymous. Keep them coming. We need to get to 2K in the next few hours. We got
all proceeds going to Video Game History Foundation.
Thank you, sir. It is nice to have you here. I don't know if these hamsters are going to cause a miasma, though. I wonder. I guess I need to designate. Now, there is a thing where you can. We have some. Okay, so those are the mine. Okay, stray yak. Where's that? Okay, it's right in the middle. Why are they dying right here? We gotta put that in the jump. Oh, see, the shows. See, as we're watching the yak body, you can see who is going to do the task. It just popped up live right there. So same thing happens like if you're okay. Do we have drink? Okay, we did make some drink. So our plant gathering is working enough. We have a butcher, but we need to assign a worker. Is there somebody that they would suggest but doesn't look like it? How about Honk? Honk as the butcher. Come on, that's good.
Wow. A goose with a butcher's knife. What could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. This is. Oops. Okay. So back to. Okay, we have blocks. Okay, so now we can make. Nope. We need to make an ashery. Oh, that's right. We need barrels, and we need a bucket, which we luckily had because they are smart dwarves. Didn't have to micromanage them too much. Okay, and you can see people are building it. One other cool thing with the arted version, oh, that reminds me. So where are we at? 11. Okay, so the color of the flooring and maybe the walls too is based on the material you've chosen. So it changes. So aesthetically, in the arted version at least, you can choose, to for the look of things as well, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay, so we dealt with that body. It's raining. These, I don't know how to. Oh, what? They stole an iron pick even. I thought they were pretty harmless, but what are those little guys? Is that a spider? Okay, we have some new dwarves, so let's keep those donations coming.
I think we've gotten to the max number of those to redeem, but if we see any more,
okay, well, any of those live, you can still keep donating, even though in Tiltify we've hit the max. But we have some more migrants, so that's a good sign. We only have one kind of sad person who is Biostats. Why are you such a troublemaker? Okay, here's Biostats' recent quote. I was near my own seat. It's interesting. What is Biostats talking about?
His seat is interesting. Is he the one that's not happy?
Yeah. He didn't like his chair?
I guess not.
It's capitalized too. He doesn't feel anything discussing his problems with a friend. See, they also have live sort of states here. And I forget each of these little boxes here. I forget which, what they call each of them, but you can see they have different purposes. Here's needs, skills, sort of jobs, your health. If you have a political position, which I feel like I don't even want to tackle that stuff today. And then another thing to notice is, how are we doing? Let's fish. We just cannot find fish. I don't
think there's a limit on dwarf names there. Calamity is asking in the chat.
No limit.
So go crazy.
Keep going. Nope. Yep. I know that you all set it up in Tiltify with a 10 max, but thank you. We weren't sure how many dwarves we were going to have, and I'm not doing a terrible job, so we're actually recruiting some. But speaking of which, as this is going, I think things are a little bit... Actually, no, I'm going to take that back. I want to put some things on autopilot before I do this next thing I want to do. We're going to make ash, and then we're going to make potash on that. And then I want to see... I think you can make farm plots on clay, and it usually tells you in the upper left, like over there. If you can't, see if I move over here, block this location. So clay is okay, but I don't think it's great. But I am going to start building a farm. So let's do some mining and get a spot, and we'll just do get our
someone over there asked whether we're teaching Dwarf Fortress, and no, I wouldn't say we have the expertise to teach.
No.
We're more just
this was madly not my choice.
Raising for charity. Someone over there, you may not be aware of that. This is part of a raiding charity stream that is going for a number of times. And here's Kendrama, who I think is the next one up. Kendra.
Hey, Kendrama! And hey, Maury.
Streaming Unpacking, I believe, after this. So
yeah,
looking forward to that. That's a good game. I had fun playing that.
Someone over there. Oh yeah, you're the one asking.
Surprisingly touching.
Yeah, no, this is definitely not an instruction cast. I am bad at this game, but not doing as bad as I could be doing. I'll show you what happened with my other fortress. What do we have here? Artemis, the maliciously affectionate Animalrol. Oh, I guess. Oh, that's maybe his dwarven name. A miner canceled, making potash from ash needs ash. Okay, so what's going on? Okay, we have ash now, so I guess we're good now. So I just did those two closely together. So we are making ash. Actually, I'm gonna make a stockpile, just so I can kind of see that more visually of ash right next to it. Um, so that is considered. Oh, I have a funny story about finding stuff in. Uh, so the thing is how they classify things is very odd sometimes. Oh, okay. So, um, it's not in blocks. Is it in stone? No, not in stone. What is ash considered? Does
I have
anybody
no
know?
idea. I
Yeah,
do not
wood.
know.
Let's see if it's under wood. Ashes. Ashes? Is that the same as ash?
Probably.
Let's see if that works. Okay. And I've zoomed. Okay, so let's see what. Now I had it on block for a little while and now it's messed up. Um, Also, this one is too small for my blocks. So I'm going to view stockpile. I'm going to redraw stockpile. And I'll just make this redraw stockpile and make it bigger. So the non-ash. Okay, so what is this? That is ash. I want you to put the ashes up there. See, I just watching them go like the little bees, it's just Tiny Tim has become a stoneworker. Tiny
Oh,
Tim! Winter's upon you.
yes. I like that. I like
Okay,
that very
so
much.
we have ash. Do we have. Okay, now next to it, I'm going to make a stockpile for potash if I can figure out what potash is considered. Potash might be. See, this is one of the things where it kind of breaks down a tiny bit.
They don't have a lot of search.
No, they
It's
don't.
probably it's
Well, let's see.
probably
Maybe.
underwood.
Well, sort of pot.
I mean, it
Um,
comes from wood, right? So
yeah, let's see if it's under wood. Um, oh, geez, what have I done? Oh, see, that's when hotkeys are go against what you're trying to do here. Without pausing, this game is so nerve-wracking. Okay, so custom wood key. Am I seeing it there, folks? No. Sheet stone. Is it? No. Bars and blocks? No idea. Dang it. Refuse, sheets, stones, wood, ammo, cloth, coins, finished goods?
yeah, I don't know. Bars? What's bars?
Yeah, I looked
Not
under
under
that.
bars? Oh, okay.
Other materials, bars. Did I miss it? Maybe it is here. Maybe potash and ash are the same to them. I don't know. It doesn't
Oh, I
matter.
would be surprised to find
No,
that's
that's definitely not these folks.
not these guys.
Okay,
Not these
so
guys.
almost at noon. Let me show you the. For those who don't know this game, again, if I'm missing questions, people shout out. If I'm missing names for dwarves, we have more. I think we have
Oh,
at least
I'm on top of
we
it.
have
Oh, right.
two possibles. Oh, three possibles, four possibles. We have a lot of people coming in, which is great. Oh, and I have a lot of people not on jobs. We don't need a
Which is
lot
not
though.
great.
No, it's not great, but also we're not doing horribly. I still need to find a place to fish though.
This isn't
Um,
the most happy dwarves I've ever seen in one place, so
yeah, this it. Trust me, it could be going much worse.
it could go south in a hurry. But
Okay, so watch this, folks. Watch this. with one button. The way they constructed the upgrade port. Look at this. Now this is the same game, the same simulation in ASCII.
So much easier to read.
I mean, fair. And the fact, like, just to give you one quick example, the fact that the red little I don't know, what are these semicolons and
Dots and commas and
apostrophes?
stuff. Yeah.
I do believe, let's go down. Yeah, see, that represents clay. That tells you that, and this obviously is water. If I go down, you can see this represents what is the chalk, and then you can see the dwarves here. There's Jebediah, same Jebediah. It's just they've represented it with symbolic. So we've played Rogue for the podcast. Rogue started this way as well. This game is over 20 years old now, I think, and the earlier versions, the graphical version that I prefer, just because I like that kind of stuff. But Brett, being a programmer, I'm not too surprised that this is your preference.
See through the matrix, Tim.
Yeah, exactly. You can kind of see, and each dwarf has their little, they have their own color designation. So let's pause for a second, even though I'm trying not to. You can see the flashing means there's things on top of each other. So let's see, who's this? There's Jebediah. Snarty Bartfart is here. Apparently, Snarty Bartfart is our expedition leader. We should all work together. That's never truer words. Never truer words. Okay, so then here are the tabs, right? You can see all of the different. Let's go to Snarty Bartfart. He has a very good feel for social relationships. Slarty Bartfart has a very good feel for social relationships, a good spatial sense, and ability to read emotions fairly well, good creativity and willpower, but he has quite poor focus and very little linguistic ability. Our expedition leader has very little linguistic ability. I'm just letting you know. So anyway, I wanted to at least show people who didn't know this about the game or hasn't seen this, both versions, and this was the original version. Here's the overland, right? I'm when you see the screen popping, I'm mouse wheeling and scrolling, and you can see the different versions. But I am not used to playing in this version, and so I'm gonna switch back. But I did want to show you, and even the HUD, right? It's all represented here. So when they did the Steam version, they worked with Spryfox.
Kitfox. It was Kitfox.
It was Kitfox. Okay, I had it wrong both times.
Yeah.
Kitfox, and they came in, I think, and helped them out with the art pass. But not all they did, but still a difficult task. But they had the basic foundation of the game with the ASCII version, and basically represented it through that. So I'd be interested to know how they did that. I wonder if there's any, But yeah, even the UI up here, right? You can see all the different. Here's the alerts. So when Brett and I played, we went back to the original versions and played a few versions in the past that were in the ASCII, and then at least
and they were not as colorful as I recall. They were more
basic,
Yeah, more just plain white. So, do you want, as you're getting up on an hour and a half here, do you want to tell us the story of the last?
Yeah,
the last endeavor, the preparatory endeavor, I should say.
Yeah, let's do that. Let me get to. So the best I can actually show you what happened there, because I think I can. All right, so yeah, let's do that, and then we'll come back. Because we have 15 minutes, right?
15 minutes before your next
All right,
guest.
so let's save. I think this will work. So if I save. So I saved this timeline. So this fortress that you've all been a part of, and all of the names that we have in the dwarves are saved in that timeline. So continue active game here. Yeah, and so my manual save. So Brett Talk's big adventure was the start of Dented Lance Fortress. And then when I decided to abandon the fortress, Dented Lance, this is the Dented Lance Ruin manual save. I think this will work. And it won't take me long to explain, but you'll see how far I got. Which, I did a lot of pausing and a lot of reading and remembering how to play the game. So I could have gotten even further.
While you're loading, reminder that this is all being done for the Defeating Games for Charity event. We are raising funds for the Video Game History Foundation, and you can find links and stuff in the chat.
All right, let's keep those donations coming. And if you want a dwarf named after you in the last 15 minutes, then please donate $25. We also have great prizes. Somebody has probably been putting that in chat. And thanks for all people coming in. Yeah, we can get into the 1500s. So I paused this. I'm not going to let it sim. I just want to explain what happened. So here's the top level. This is where I started. As you can see, people aren't super happy. I did have a trade thing here. We have some bones and some dead bodies. So this is what happened. So we were talking about stairs earlier and how I misclicked on some things. So I was in the process of trying to make my top side sort of little initial fort here with some walls, some stone walls, prettier because aesthetics are important to me. And so I was making a chalk floor over this whole section, and I have a big set of staircases to lead down into. But as you can see, they don't go down here. Don't do they? And so what I did was I clicked and dragged over this whole thing and made it a chalk floor because I wanted to make it look chalk. What I didn't realize or know or think of is that in doing so, I was actually paving over my stairs.
Ooh, whoops.
Yeah, and so I let that happen. They finished their work there. I went off to do other things. And then for years, or at least a year in game time, everybody inside was stuck inside, and everybody outside was stuck outside. These stairs here did not exist.
The horror.
Yeah, so I basically entombed half of my dwarves, probably 3/4 of my dwarves, and I needed wood so I could make potash, so I could grow vegetables, so I could make drink, so they wouldn't, die of thirst. And they wouldn't even go get water from the stream. I made a well over here, right there. And I was like, what is happening? Why won't they go? I tried everything. And then a year in, I realized, oh no, I entombed them. And the ones outside were trying to get in, and they couldn't do anything. They didn't have... And I just didn't notice.
Here lies the civilization of Timothy the Cruel.
Yeah. So Brett Talks the first. So here, yeah. So we have a bunch more workshops happening. You can see the remains of some of these people. So unfortunate. Their clothes just left on the ground. Here's some pants laying around.
The cats are happy because the cats are just running around eating dwarves' faces.
Oh my god. Yeah, there's I had my furnaces going. I have a kitchen. This is the dining hall, which has a name. No, it did have a name. I thought it had a name. It doesn't have a name now. So then here's some of my stockpiles. Look at how much stuff I had that I couldn't use. But I did find a lot. And then I had a, this is my farm that I was working on. And then I had to start a tomb because everyone started dying. But at that point, I still didn't know why they were dying. So that is a good example of a story from Dwarf Fortress where you can make one fatal mistake. The game is a brilliant game, and I still think it's one of the most, potentially like Minecraft, one of the most important games in existence. Personally, I feel that way. But it also isn't the best game at being super clear about what you need to do all the time or what's happening. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not trying to blame the game. That's definitely my
Yeah, I
fault.
mean it's basically not a prescriptive game in that way, right? I mean, and
No.
that's what makes it hard is that so many games we play these days because of improvements to quality of life and guiding the player and sort of like player attention and things like that. You know, when I taught a course, God, a while back, I can't remember what year, but a while ago, 2015 maybe, you can't give. We were talking about maybe doing Ultima 4 soon for the cast, and you cannot give a player who's been playing games for the last 10 years something like Ultima 4
Hmm.
and expect them to find their way through it. And to a large degree, I think Dwarf Fortress is of that kind of approach. Like,
Yeah.
hey, here's something to go figure out. Go figure it out. So,
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, it's not a. I think calling it a not a prescriptive game is a great way to put it because yes, I accidentally entombed half of my civilization. Um, and I didn't, I couldn't understand why they weren't going to get me wood or getting water for themselves or whatever. But you know, I mean, we talked about this with The Sims as well. I think, right?
yeah. Somebody's pointed out that similarity as well.
Yeah, that it's like, well, and I wouldn't intentionally
Maybe
want to
maybe
do
you
this,
wanted to
but
do that, right?
maybe you wanted to entomb your civilization. You
I
know?
mean, for all you know, like they had some disease or whatever, and you were trying to cut it off before it spread, and
Yeah.
like which is also probably a thing that can happen, right? I mean, like I don't know, but
No, you can be vampires in this game. You can be zombies in
oh,
this
geez.
game.
I
Yeah.
remember having a ghost, yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
not
So
surprised at
see,
all that
look,
those
I
are,
have a ghost. Rawl.
yeah.
This is
I bet
Rawl's.
you have a bunch of very unhappy ghosts.
Yeah, yeah. There's a ghost
He
in there
entombed us
someplace.
in here.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to
So,
pet my cat. Oh my
oh, and
God, the cat is eating my face.
one of the most tragic things, the reason, and I wish I don't have this particular save, but the reason how I found out, how I realized what had happened was I got an alert that this one guy was missing. So the reason I wanted to tell the story is that one of the other things about Dwarf Fortress that's amazing is that it is the stories that come from it. Because it isn't a prescriptive game, like Brett said, unexpected things happen. It doesn't hold your hand, right? It didn't tell me you have entombed. It just assumed I wanted to entomb my dwarves. So I had an alert that this one guy was missing for a week. And I was like, what? Where is he? And then a week later, I had a message that he was dead. Turns out he was missing because he was dead in his closed room. He was right here.
Oh boy.
And no one could find him because they hadn't entered his room, but he had died in his room, sadly,
Oh,
and was
that's sad.
missing. And then I was like, oh, and then XYZ is dead.
Where's your
So
dwarf elder care?
right, exactly. So when he's missing, you can't click on them, right? But when they die, you're like, oh, here's the body. And I was like, oh no. And then it said died of thirst. And then I was like, why? And then I was like, oh no, they can't get out. Anyway, that's the story. um, let's see. I guess I want to. This is tricky part here, though. Quit without saving. New active.
Yeah, don't save over the one you were just working on
Yeah.
in case we
So
want to
I'll
go
open
back to
this
it.
up for just a few more minutes, and then we're gonna go over to our special guests. Our special guest, one guest.
Yeah, I'm
And
not
yeah,
special.
so thanks for coming on, folks. Donate. We have a little bit more, a little bit more time if you
Oh, we got
want.
another donation. Looks like we're at 1525. I haven't seen that one come through, but
Okay. Do we have a name for that, or that's just a gracious
we might.
donation?
I don't see it was redeemed. Oh, well, I don't know. It was there and then it disappeared, so I don't know what happened there. We will see.
Okay.
We'll see.
So yeah, and the other thing this game simulates, as you can see, these are slopes here in the bluish, where they represent that. In the arted version is the sort of elevation, so that's like looking down the valley. You can see the different levels of the trees as I scroll down to the lowest elevations, which I think is cool. So they've really tried to figure out how to represent all this stuff. But before we end, I wanted to go a little deeper. So let's
Uh,
unpause, dig deeper. I mean, and let's see.
I think I know what I'm doing after this stream. I mean, while I'm watching Kendrama supposedly unpack things and unpacking, like,
Yeah.
I already installed it, so it's time to start
It's
a whole
it's
new thing.
alluring, huh? It's like, yeah,
It
this.
is, oh, I love it so much. I really do. I mean, this is definitely one of those games that when we played it, I was like, I don't know. Like I know this pushes the limits of text, which was the series we did it as part of. Um, but I did not expect it to be as captivating as it really was, and how deep it really is. So
Yeah. I mean, I played a fair amount of sim oriented games, and we played Civ, and we played a bunch of different ones. But yeah, just this one, and I'm sure again, RimWorld is one I know that's a competitor, and there's similar games out there, but I don't know, there's something about this one that's just very special and unique, and its goals are very different, I think, than a lot of other games too, right? And I think the usability and the sort of lack of prescriptive nature to it is a pro and a con, I think, for them, because I think only certain people really want to play this game,
yeah.
because it is so specific and it's so deep. And I didn't even show you lots of other things. There's a whole um, justice system. You can assign sheriffs. People will commit crimes. There's convicts, um, cold cases, closed cases.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's just
I didn't get into any of the justice stuff.
yeah.
When
See,
we
there's
played.
expedition leader, which Snarty Bartfart has self-prescribed themselves as militia commanders. You can make squads. Of course, you can go out on adventures, even within the fortress mode, to go find artifacts and raid
Oh right,
enemy
yeah,
dungeons like goblins dungeons and stuff. Like I said, you become zombies, vampires. You can rule as a vampire if you want to. Um, the
I mean, I
game
want to.
the game goes places for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, one of the things too is that of course this was a game that for a long time was a labor of love, and that they had donation level support only from their fans. Which is another thing too. Is like if you scope your game appropriately,
same thing.
you know, you can keep going. And that was also really cool about it.
Yeah, it's a slow burn game. I mean, I think the
Yeah,
team has always been small. The arted version, it might have just been the two brothers,
it
right?
was it was just the Adams brothers, yeah.
So, pretty
And
impressive.
I believe it came out of something else, right? I think we talked about that Armok 2 or whatever that was their prior endeavor, and they kind of made this as well. So they had a whole Armok universe they were planning out, and it kind of turned into Dwarf Fortress, my recollection. But
Okay, yeah, that I wouldn't have remembered. Okay, we're coming up in about 3 minutes or so. We're gonna do that interview. I think I might take my costume off. Oh, what do we have? Stray mule. Oh no, what's this? Oh, we're out of food. I haven't been paying attention. Consider
oh,
farm plot. Yep. So we definitely need to make a farm plot. Uh, and it's raining. And yep,
can you
need
just make
law.
the farm plots outdoors?
Oh,
I feel like you could do that more easily.
oh, we're out of logs. Did we make a lot of ash though?
You probably
Uh,
have so much ash.
forgot.
Oh,
Yeah, look,
oh my God.
look at all the ash. That's actually okay though, but we did expend our wood stores, but I still haven't made. I'll do maybe the last thing I'll do
Kingdom of Ash.
is show you the farming. So let's just do a big one, although it won't finish in time. I don't think we'll have time. Got 1 minute to go. We started going down, but we really haven't found much. Uh, Playing this without pausing is definitely an experience, folks.
Yeah, kudos to you, sir, because that is
Well,
not me.
I paused a little bit. Oh, I'm paused right now. Anyway, yeah, this is an amazing game. It's so fun to watch them do their thing and to react. And every state of the game, it's sort of like a turn-based game in a way that's always running. every moment of the game, everything has a state, and you can always see the state of that thing, whether it's a dwarf, whether it's a cat, whether it's an object, and it all interrelates to each other. So it's also really interesting to watch all that stuff happen. You can see the flurry of activity, and obviously the bubbles tell you what state they're in and their attitudes. We read a couple of the personality traits, which I think are the hilarious part of this game. So those are also fun too. We'll keep. I've had such a good time, and I'm glad, Brett, that you've decided to start playing again. I've had such a good time that I do want to keep going, and I'll try to stream this from time to time. Now that we have all of our donors who are here, so if I missed any names,
I think we got all the
got
names.
all the
So
names. So let's go through them again. Artemage, thank you. We have Biostats, which I think was donated from Calamity. The Grouch. We have Pug. We have Tiny Tim, who's making rock blocks right now. Let's see. What's everyone doing? Potash. Artemis makes some potash. We have Little Scooters asleep. Honk. Brett Hawk. DeBloom. And Moors. And yeah, more to come. So thanks, everybody. We're going to switch over. We're going to switch over. So let me save and save to the timeline so we can return back to this. I think you're welcome to stay on, Brett, if you want to.
yeah, I'll hang out while you. I'll just kind of listen in.
Yeah, I mean,
as with most interview parts, I try to let you drive.
Oh boy. Well, okay. Let me turn off some feeds here.
It's true. I think that the truth of the universe did manifest Biostats the Grouch. That's not a. It's just it was manifested by the universe.
All right. Oh, actually, I'm going to do a call to him, so he's not coming here. So I guess I won't.
Oh,
I guess you won't.
You better do that.
So
yeah, I will not.
Better say your goodbyes then.
All right. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for participating in the stream. Go ahead and donate. I'm going to go play some Dwarf Fortress.
All right. Thanks, Brett.
Bye, all.
All right, I'm gonna hide that for a second. Okay, is everything working still? All right, so let's go here. Let's go here. And let's do this. And let's see if our guest is ready. I'm calling the guest.
Well, hello.
Hello there. Let's see if everyone's working out here. Let me turn Discord back on. Oh my gosh, it's working. Look at that. Look at that,
there we
folks.
Go. There we go.
It's Phil, everybody.
Hi there. This is, I guess you didn't see me during the Mist stream. This is Phil from the Video Game History Foundation. Hello.
There we go. Yes, we didn't see you. We just saw the glorious mist. I decided to keep my costume on. Sorry, Phil, to startle you.
I can actually see. I did briefly pop in the stream and saw you were wearing what appeared to be like a helmet and a beard. I can't see it on Discord right now, but I will just assume that's who I'm talking to right now.
That's true. Yes, I will let the audience enjoy that then. I'm dressed as a dwarf because I was playing Dwarf Fortress. And that is
I have always admired that game from afar. It has always seemed kind of impenetrable to me. So good job.
Us as well. Yeah, no, and I still admire it from afar, even though I was playing it. But as far as like talk about video game history, that's a game with a history, right?
That is, I think, I don't know. That's got a real story behind it, especially in terms of independent development and what that looks like. Not to immediately pivot into VGHF stuff, but a lot of the materials we have document sort of that early indie scene, like during the start of the Game Developers Conference and some of that stuff. And it is fascinating to see, like, that feels like one of the last true, like, this is someone who just believes in their craft and is spending 20 years making this game projects that almost fits in that same mold. It's pretty impressive.
Exactly. Yeah. When you were talking, which by the way, thank you so much for your mist stream yesterday. It was really fun to watch, and I love that you played the original version too, which was even better.
Gotta do that one.
But your stories about working with Cyan, it feels like similar in that way, right? Another legendary game that has such a backstory, and I hope someday you get to work with the Dwarf Fortress folks to to kind of
the Adamses
chronicle, Maybe you have, and
Yeah,
I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, the very good, we're not working with them personally, but the very good news, I think there's a lot of people who are. There are, as much as, we're proud of what VGHF does, we also know we're not the only people in the world doing this kind of thing. And there are like independent documentaries being made about their work. And thankfully, there's so many builds of this game that have come out over the years. It's fairly well documented.
Right.
That is one. It would be exciting to help preserve stuff, but in terms of the big picture, I'm not as worried about that one, thankfully.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yes, it's takes a village, right? There's a lot of people with the same initiatives that you have. So you covered here. We're just going to do a mini, just 15-minute or so interview, and then I'm going to pass it over to Kendra. But you covered some of this. So for people who don't know what the Video Game History Foundation is, Phil is one of the employees there and helps run things.
I'm
I know
one of two full-time people at VGHF.
right.
We're a small operation.
Frank is the other one, or
Frank Cifaldi is our director. I am our library director. So anything that involves stuff, anything where it's like, hey, we got a thing in the mail. Hey, we had these magazines. Hey, this developer wants to preserve things. That's ultimately my responsibility, is preserving that, getting it accessible the best way we can, documenting it, all that work.
Great. Okay. Yes, and so this charity event has always been in support of the Video Game History Foundation, and thank you to the community for putting this all together. You know who you are.
Thank you all again for organizing it. I said during the missed segment that I felt guilty because we just did our big winter fundraiser, but we have an audience we reach. Y'all have a different audience, and so I love being able to spread the word other ways too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so definitely follow the Video Game History Foundation as well, of course, if you're not already, because as you just said, different charity events. It's a nonprofit, right? So different charity events are really critical to that. So last year, right as we were doing the event, you had a video came out that was actually covering, I think, a new digital library that you were essentially launching or were about to. I think it's since the last event it has launched. So can you talk about that some?
I think Last Defeating Games was between announcing we launched it and launching it, which was like a 1 week span. It was like this very, very close. But yeah, since the last stream, thanks to everyone's support, we've been able to launch our digital library, which has been a huge milestone for VGHF. This is the way we want to get things out to people. I think people always love the idea of preserving game history in kind of a very general feel-good way, but the library is our way of doing that. That's where we're providing access not just to video game magazines we've been scanning, or in a lot of cases working with the community to make their scans into a more powerful resource that they've already done, but also that's where everything else we have in our collection, ephemera, videotapes we're digitizing, developer materials are some of the really exciting stuff we're getting into. It all lives in there, and it has, I think, almost doubled in size since we launched it in January. We're constantly putting exciting new stuff through there. I think if you have not checked it out before, definitely dive in, and I would strongly recommend checking out the development and production materials folder, because that is where the really unique, previously undocumented stuff happens. That's the we go into someone's basement and we scan things section of our library, and I think that's the one we've been putting a lot of the emphasis on, that we're the most proud to finally be able to share with people in this way.
That is incredible. As a developer, as you may or may not know, that's incredible stuff to me. I have some stuff that I may or may not, maybe shouldn't have, that I always consider getting to you. So I need to figure out how far I'm willing to go. Obviously, we need to do it all legally, but yeah, old design docs, old concept art, whatever. Yesterday on the Mistcast, you mentioned. Did you mention a camcorder for creating Myst that you had, or a book or something?
It was when we talked to the folks at Myst, they had when they filmed the live action segments, it was literally just they had a camcorder pointed at people and recorded things, and they still had those tapes and they let us digitize them, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. I think it's a really good example of the kind of work that we do well. I mean, I know there's a lot of folks who do things like, dumping games that are unreleased or finding rare things out in the world. I think the unique position we're in right now, and this is what a lot of we do as an organization, is working with parties that maybe it's their IP, maybe they don't necessarily want to just throw it onto the internet as a free-for-all, but we're able to figure out how to preserve this stuff safely and responsibly and get it to the people who need it. There's examples I can mention that aren't announced yet, so I can't talk about those, but as an example of one we put up recently, We worked with William Volk is not a household name, but he was the head of technology at Activision in the early 90s. And he had all his hard drive backups, and he worked with us. We were able to not just recover the data, but also then like figure out what to do responsibly with it, and like remove personally identifying information, like not leak his bank account information, and things like that. But doing that responsibly in a way that earns trust rather than being treated like a leak or something like that. That finding a way to build those relationships and saying like, hey, look what we were able to do with this stuff for Mist. Maybe this can work for other developers, and building on those relationships in the future. That's something that I think we are in a uniquely well-positioned place to be doing.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah, that's kind of that you did a great job explaining your process a little bit there, because that's one topic I wanted to bring up as a developer myself and ourselves, because I think there is an unwarranted fear to preservation of especially ephemera and some of those documentations and things that, yes, of course there's IP ownership and those sort of all the legality of it, but history needs to be preserved, and there are, to your point, your excellent point, there are ways to do it safely. And so let's embrace that. And this is kind of a message to developers out there or publishers that this is a good thing to be doing. And there's, to your point, always a way to do it.
Yeah, I think what we're trying to do with the digital library especially is really model a better way of doing preservation. That I think, there are a lot of, trade secrecy and piracy concerns in the industry. But I think we're often used to, when we hear preservation, like there are game companies doing a lot of preservation work. It's just not public facing. It's often in their internal archives for referencing old code and assets. When people hear preservation coming out of the community, they often think of it as just like a ROM site or like a Google Drive link where something just shows up anonymously. Somewhere between those two things, the truth lies. And that's what we're trying to model. And it seems to be working so far. Again, we have some unannounced projects coming up where like we have been able to show our library to developers and they've said, oh yeah, we want to do that. And then we've been working with them to figure out what to do with their materials.
Perfect.
Which is really cool. So that's the kind of work that you're helping support. In addition to, again, I feel, I say very like generally, but I know people support the idea of game preservation just kind of in general, but specifically that's what your support is going to help with.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's, I think, exactly why the community wanted to have you come on and talk additionally about it beyond your stream. So everyone knows, just to be clear, that digital library is accessible by the public. It is something that
it's all free and accessible.
Search.
We've put a lot of work into making sure it's actually a good interface that's searchable. I'll give you a little behind the scenes info here. We almost launched it back in October of 2024, but there were enough internal concerns about the interface that it was like, let's delay it a few more months to make something that we know people will want to actually use and will be a positive experience for people. So we put a lot of energy into that. It's at archive.gamehistory.org. It's all freely accessible. You can't just, print it in a book freely, but like it is free for research access if you're trying to study something, understand something. There's a couple things that aren't public in there, but that's more like legal concerns and like we can't share source code for video games and things like that.
Right. I've taken off my dwarf costume so people can take me a little more seriously.
I'll express disappointment at not being able to see the camera.
Yeah, and it's so wonderful to have you on to talk about that. I know that you don't want to reveal anything yet, but can you do some teases for some things that might be coming up before we end?
Well, I can mention, I don't think I can share my screen through Discord, but I can mention something. I don't even have the hard drive plugged in. Something we've been working on that's very exciting. I know there's a lot of interest around E3 as an event. People are always very fascinated by that. There's always videos with hundreds of thousands of views about it. We were recently donated a collection of footage someone recorded from the first like 3 or 4 E3s, just hours of all the press conferences and being on the show floor. We're in the process of digitizing that and making that accessible, along with a bunch of ephemera from that period. So like the things they would mail out to people to say like, hey, remember to register for E3. Here's the event brochure. We have a huge collection that we're starting to work through. So we are building an unusually complete picture of the history of the Electronic Entertainment Expo. Right now, the archive part of that is already up. There's a section in the event guides area, I believe, where we have all the like directories they handed out at E3, the list of like every single booth and where they were. There's even more coming than that. So that's one of the big things we're working on right now. The other big one we're hoping to do this year is the Papers of Rita Zimmerer. It's a name that not a lot of people know, but she was the head of marketing and sales at Sunsoft in the US and was in charge of a lot of their like Looney Tunes projects and other games coming out during the like late NES Super Nintendo era. If you've seen that, was it Gremlins 2 for NES? If you go watch the commercial for Gremlins 2, there's the little like fake box version of the game they hold up. We have that prop, like just that kind of thing from the company. So that's one of my big projects. It's kind of daunting in scope, but that's one we're hoping to tackle this spring and summer.
That's awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing that example, because I think that is both of those are great examples of what you all do and why it's important. Because as a longtime E3 participant, seeing some of that old stuff is going to be amazing. You know, it's the sort of stuff that I assume is gone, right? Like we assume it's lost, but people keep this stuff.
One thing I'll quickly say before we move over, I think folks might be, speaking of E3, familiar with, there's the real-time Mario character they had at some early E3s, which was like one of Charles Martinet's first voice performances as Mario. Not only did they have Mario, they also had him doing Donkey Kong, which I don't think there's really any footage of. So we have the recording of him doing a very bad Donkey Kong voice with the 3D character. He's like, "Hey, what's up? I'm Donkey Kong." It's really unconvincing. But we're preserving it. We're figuring out what to do with that footage. So.
Oh, awesome! That's a great way to end there. So our next streamer, Kendra's ready. I think we're going to raid over, but thank you, Phil, so much for being on. I really appreciate it.
And thank everyone who's viewing and donating. This really does help us tangibly in terms of just like everything from going to go visit developers to paying for equipment to every kind of cost we have. We're a really small organization, so it does seriously make a difference. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, well, have a good one, and yeah, everyone. See you later, Phil. Talk to you soon.
Good luck for the rest of the marathon.
All right.
Right.
Okay, and I'm gonna do that, and then yeah, awesome for Phil to come on. Again, remember to donate. We need to get those donations in. We have a $7,000 goal, and a lot more coming your way. So, raid is starting now. If I do it right. And then and I need to get Kendra's exact. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me here. Kendrama 94. Hope I get it. Did it work? Is it happening? No, it didn't happen. Oh. I always get this wrong, guys. All right, there we go. Okay, here we go, folks. I think the raid's happening. We're doing it. Over to Kendrama, unpacking. Donate, please, to the Video Game History Foundation. You just saw Phil on giving a great interview on what they are all about. So please keep watching. We have many more streamers ahead, a lot more fun ahead, and we will see you soon. Let's raid now.